So I'm sitting here standing all these pieces of sheet metal up and leaning them against stuff to, you know, try to make a temporary spark blocker because I want to do some grinding. I'm just in the mood to do some kind of fabrication. You know, that bench kind of got me going on it. And I'm thinking to myself, why are you sitting here leaning this stuff up all over the place? Quit being a lazy bastard. Just screw it to the damn walls. Sometimes I have to wonder why I do anything the way I do it. So, this is all stuff left over from the building of the barn, namely the roof. Well, we're just gonna start throwing this stuff up. See what happens. I'm bending it around the corners so that I don't want anything getting behind it. There we go, brilliant. It doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be beautiful, it just has to function. So you guys know what the most annoying sound in the world is? This thing. But it works well, does what I want it to. Well, I don't feel we covered too much ground tonight. It's pouring out. It is raining hard out there. And in the words of Mike Hegdahl, it's raining men. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He is a weird viewer. Just an odd one. But anyway, got some metal on the wall, so I feel a little bit better about that as we go along. We're going to keep working it around. We'll work it around that doorway, get that door built so I don't have to worry about sparks flying out into the rest of the building. We are working on a guillotine tool, or a Smith & Magician, whatever you want to call it. This one's going to be kind of a large-sized one. We're going to put a base on it so it goes into the hardy hole in the anvil. So basically the idea behind that is if I'm going to be making tools, I need some consistency in how I make them. Obviously I want to do a press and things like that. We have all kinds of ideas, but I have to be able to get going, so I have to start somewhere. Now I'm fairly new to a lot of this, so you guys are going to have to bear with me as I learn, as I go. There's a lot of things I'm quite comfortable with, but there's a lot of things I have a lot to learn yet. But the idea with the guillotine tool is I can make a lot of different dies for it, so we can shape things a little more consistently. So when I go to make I always like the framing chisels that have the curved top on them. I want to be able to kind of duplicate that a little bit. That's more of an older style. So it'd be nice with the guillotine tool is I could put a curve in the top, and you know what I mean? And I can just have it be consistent, I guess is what I'm trying to say. English, you know what I mean? Third language. So that's the idea. So the main body of the guillotine tool is going to be made out of mild steel, 1/2-inch plate steel. The part that goes in the hardy hole will also be 1/2-inch plate steel. 2 of them put together. We'll weld them up. The dies for the guillotine tool are going to be out of 5/8 thick 1080 steel. So that should go over pretty decently. It's going to be a lot of welding, stuff like that, but it's a small enough project. It'll get us going. That's why I built that little bench there in the last video, just so we had a spot we could do it safely. The welder is finally out in the barn. I have it wired into the panel box. I have my leads out here. I have long extensions. The welder's in the other part of the barn. That way, if I need to pull a tractor in at some point, I'll be able to, and still be able to reach pretty much anywhere in here I want with the long leads. So anyway, sorry it's not a lot of progress tonight, but I kind of got sidetracked putting some metal on. I just couldn't see sitting here leaning them all up against stuff, and it's like, why don't you just quit being a lazy shit and just screw them onto the wall? So anyway, hope you enjoyed it, everybody, and I'll see you on the next one where we will be continuing on this guillotine tool. It takes forever cutting 1/2-inch plate steel with an angle grinder, and it takes even longer cutting 5/8 thick 1080 high carbon steel with an angle grinder, but it is what we have. No suggestions on cutting torches, guys, because I don't own any. So anyway, I'll see you on the next one.